Hello friends, welcome to the Pressure to Passion podcast, redefining your life after trauma, and I am your host, Miss D May, and I'm excited because we're finally here. So today it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a little bit of a switcheroo, and I am going to be the interviewee, and I have invited a really special friend to be with me here today. He's been a friend for a very long time. He's a business partner, a friend, he's an entrepreneur, a little bit of a pain in my side at times too, but all-round amazing person. Mr. David DaCosta, aka Mr. Go Travel.
How's it going, people?
Oh,
how are you doing today? How are you feeling?
First of all, thank you for doing this and thank you for being here. You know,
Yeah.
this has been a long time coming, so I'm really happy and that you're here.
How long have you been talking about doing this for? Quite a while.
So to be fair, the podcast is quite a new idea, but I had dreams back in the day of being a radio presenter.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you've always been in music and that type of area of media anyway. So yeah. How did this podcast come about? Like, first and foremost, how did the idea come about? Where did it start? And when did it start to really develop into something?
Do you want the honest truth?
The honest truth.
The honest truth.
That's why we're here.
And that's very, very true. The honest truth is God told me to do it.
Wow.
And that is... So I've obviously been through my own challenges in life, multiple things, and working in the spaces that I do now, I'm constantly told, D, you're so inspiring. D, this is... like, you really helped me, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it naturally. Yeah. You know, it's something.
Effortlessly.
I can't say that word, so don't try me. Yeah.
Say it.
Effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
Yeah. And people, I just started listening. Yeah. Yeah.
To the feedback.
To the feedback, exactly, and then I'm all into self-development. Yeah. You know, that's what we do. We're into self-development, and I was recently on a self-development course, and somebody asked me to list my skills. Okay. And I found it really difficult. Yeah. I remember you messaged me. I messaged you about that, and I found it really difficult to list my skills. I find it hard to see what's in me. Yeah. No, obviously, but I know you're a humble, down-to-earth person. If no one knows, she's humble and down-to-earth. But do you think it's a bit of the humility where... Because you're basically bragging. You're saying, I'm amazing at this, this and this. Yeah. Do you feel it's the... Because I know you've got some amazing talents, but do you feel it's the humility that kind of makes it hard to write, I'm amazing at this, I'm amazing at this? Yeah. Well, you said it. Yeah. I didn't, but I do. I find that is quite difficult for me to see... greatness in me sometimes, you know, so it takes somebody else to see it in you. So once I started listening to other people, and people are telling me, you're good at this, you're good at that, you're good at this, and then I sat in silence for a bit, and I was like, my God, what's my purpose here? And ultimately he told me, this is what you need to do. Okay. Help more people on a wider scale, because you're doing it one-on-one, you know. And so he said, help more people on a wider scale. And podcast is the word that came into my head. Yeah. And the day I decided to do a podcast, I was actually asked to speak on an IG Live the day before. Wow. Yeah, and I've never done an IG Live. I know you're all about the social media. You know, you do IG Lives all the time. That's not... I'm having my breakfast IG Live. Exactly. That's not natural. So is that
kind of one of your first ones, or?
Yeah, that was my first IG Live, because I was asked to host an IG Live. Wow. And so all of this happened within days of each other. So it wasn't a coincidence. I'd be silly not to listen to what God's telling me to do. Yeah. So that's how the podcast came about.
I love that. Okay, so... what do you want people to take from this podcast? What's the purpose of it? Not for yourself. You've got your own reasons why you're doing it. Mm-hmm. What do you want from this podcast for other people?
Ultimately, I want people to have a safe space to understand that, yes, you may have been through some challenges in your life. You may have been through some trauma in your life, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And everything is a process. So really, I just want this podcast to be a beacon of hope. I want it to be solace for people that are looking for a sense of community.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm also looking for people to come and get tips of how to navigate through traumatic experiences. Because within this podcast, we will be speaking to individuals who have been through trauma. But we're also going to be talking to specialists, therapists, life coaches. And so I just really want them to be able to come and find a safe space, but also get a little bit of education as well, and understand you're not alone. I don't think people ever get over trauma, really. You find a way to deal with it, but you don't really necessarily get over it.
It doesn't just disappear.
Exactly. And then also, when I say redefining your life after trauma, you can have a life after things that happen to you. Whatever happened to you, whatever your trauma may be, that is not the end of your story.
That's not your story.
That's not exactly. That's not your story. So that's what I want people to get from this: a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging, and a sense of community.
I love that. And I was just thinking of something like this is not one of our questions, but a lot of people do podcasts nowadays, and some you can clearly see is for the fame. I need my mic to look like this. I want to get this angle, this filter. And when we're talking about this topic of trauma or mental health or giving back or, really helping the community, when you know that this person, they might be well known, they might be influential, they might be a celebrity, when you know that they are mainly doing something for the fame or the money, for me who may have suffered some form of trauma or really needs help with mental health or just advice in business, when you know someone's mainly in it for the money and they maybe not so much got the best intentions for their viewers and followers, it's hard to open up fully. But for you, again, obviously, you guys, if you know Denise, I don't have tons and tons of friends. I have very few very good friends. And just as a person, anyone who knows Denise, you know that this is truly from the right place. So if you are someone who has been through trauma, you know you can't blush. It's like, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work.
Too dark,
but deep down, okay, so you got some male friends around you, got some female friends around you who may not be able to open up to a professional therapist, to a doctor, to a nurse, but because they know your heart, your integrity, and they've seen what you're doing it for a reason to help. I think people are going to be able to open up. You're going to get some guests on that really. Did you come on here
to make me cry?
Yeah.
I understand what's happening.
We ain't got a makeup team, no budget at the moment. So if you mess up the makeup, boy, we'll just tissue in it. But I think that's important as well, because
thank you.
I haven't been through too much stuff myself, but there's certain people in my life that I wouldn't really go to because I know I might be judged. Your intentions are not super pure. I may not respect them as a human being. They may say they're a specialist in this area that could help me, but I don't respect you as a human being. So I think you're gonna just to your local friends first, and then to the wider network, then your business contact. I think you're gonna really impact a lot of people. They're gonna be able to really open up and gain the more value, because if you don't open up, you're not going to gain all the value. You can go to therapy and tell yourself, I'm not going to tell them nothing, and you're wasting your money, because you've got to open up. But when you're comfortable, you open up more. So I'm excited as a fan, as a follower.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
Let's see where this goes. I'm excited to find out what the guests are.
I just really want to help people, because when I went through, I say went like it's past tense, but I'm still going through going through these traumatic experiences. All you really want is someone that you can speak to, and if you don't have someone that you can speak to, honestly, you need to find someone that you can speak to, because holding it in is not good for anybody. So this is a safe space, people. Welcome, everyone is welcome.
So closing comments, what type of person should be tuning in? What type of person, what's someone going to benefit from tuning into this podcast and going through all the episodes? What's your final closing statement to the people who are about to see this? It's your introduction to your brand new podcast. What's your closing statement?
Well, as I said, I want people to be able to come as a place of solace, a place of education, a place of community, a place of freedom, and a safe space. Love that.
So you'll have to stay tuned and check it out.
Pressure to Passion podcast, redefining your life after trauma. Miss D May. Let's do this. Thank you for watching this episode of the Pressure to Passion podcast. If you liked it, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends. See you next time.